All right, good evening, everybody. We'll start in just a second. Make sure everybody gets in from the waiting room. Okay, my name is Albert Spiegel. For those of you who have not met me, I'm the assistant principal for both instructional technology and for underclassmen discipline. Welcome to the first installment of a new year of what we call Tech Tuesday. It's an opportunity for us to begin to highlight the different technologies that we use at Bergen, as well as what they're used for, and to give you some pertinent technology information as we go throughout the summer. So to start, just what we're going to talk about tonight, we have, I want to talk about technical support and how you can reach us during the summer. Just want to remind you about device options, ID cards, and then lastly your BC email address. I am recording tonight's session, and I will put that on YouTube for tomorrow. Okay. So let's start off with technical support. Technical support is available Monday through Thursday from 8 to 1. That's when our Technology Support Center is open. And we are open for you. So if you have questions or concerns about anything technology related, you can give us a call. You can come and visit us. You can send us an email, helpdesk@bergencatholic.org. That's probably the best way to get us. And that email is being monitored, even though it's generally monitored from 8 to 1, it's being monitored right now. So if you have any questions, I will keep an eye on the chat, but if you want to send anything to helpdesk@bergencatholic.org, Eamon, who is on the call with me, who's one of my college kids that works for me, will be able to answer questions if you send them there now. Right? Stephanie Robolino is the IT office manager. She is the one you contact if you have problems with accounts, if you have a problem with your device, anything like that. She is your primary point of contact. Excuse me. And like I said, we're available 8 to 1 Monday through Thursday and through August 19th. So just as a reminder, in case there's anybody new or registered late who's with us tonight, these are the devices we're using for the coming school year. A MacBook Air M2 13-inch and an iPad 10th generation 10.9-inch. So, and that bundle price together, if you bought both devices from us, that's $1,700. And we actually have those devices in-house. They came in last week. So we're in the process of prepping them. And I'm hoping that they are ready for you by the end of July. That's my goal, is the end of July to have them ready for you. We will let you know when they're available for pickup. But that's my goal. And hopefully we can get it sooner. When you come in for pickup, you'll pick up your devices if you've bought one or both from us. Okay, I just saw a message that somebody, apparently you can't hear me clearly, so let me see if I can fix that before we continue. Let's see. Input.
Yeah, you're breaking up a lot.
That's why. That should be better. I'm hoping that's
Much.
Better. Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay.
much better.
So, those are devices for next year. If you are doing options 1, 2, or 3, we've ordered devices based on how you completed the technology survey, the device survey that you were asked to complete a couple of months ago. So if you chose option 4, we did not order devices for you. Okay, so you are responsible for bringing in your own devices. So you're going to need to contact Mrs. Robolino and make sure you bring those devices in to have them configured, because they will not work on the first day if we don't see them beforehand. Okay? So please make sure that you contact her or contact the help desk and make sure you get those devices in as soon as you can. Right? And that's just what I had said about the 4 options. And if your devices must be paid for before we release them. So please do not come to the IT office expecting devices if they have not yet been paid for. You have to pay for them through TADS. That's how you're billed, which is the tuition management system. Right? So once you get billed for them, you pay for them, then we'll release your devices. Okay, ID cards. You have been asked by June 30th to supply an ID card picture so we can give you an ID card on the first day of school. Okay, your ID card picture, your ID card is good for printing, for the cafeteria, if you're late to school, which hopefully you never are. But those ID cards are important. All right, so we've asked you to just submit a vertical still picture. JPEG preferably, and not a live picture if you're using an iPhone. It's a headshot. I don't need a full body picture. It's just got to be a headshot. That's it. And please make sure those come in by the 30th of June, so then we can turn them around and have them ready for the first day of school. Okay. It should be a headshot ideally with a red golf shirt. Okay. It should be probably on a plain background. Okay, like on a white wall or some type of light colored wall is the best way for me to describe it. Right. So again, we ask for them to email them to the help desk by June 30th. Please, that will help us tremendously. Okay. The last thing I'm going to talk about tonight before I take questions is your email address. Every student has their own unique Bergen Catholic email address. The students are on their own domain, bergencatholichs.org, which is different from the faculty, which is just bergencatholic.org. Right? So your email for, I believe, all of you, unless you have a common name, is your first initial, your full last name, 28 for the last 2 digits of your graduation year at bergencatholichs.org. Okay, so if I was an incoming freshman, mine would be aspiegel28 at bergencatholichs.org. Right? Your initial password, when you're asked to sign in, if you are signed into a browser with another Google account, you would have to choose that you want to sign in with a new account. If you're creating a profile within Google Chrome, same thing. And then once you put in your ID, you're asked for the password, which is Bergen12. That is your initial password. Okay? Once you hit next, you're going to be prompted to that you understand the terms of use for using your email address, which is owned by Bergen Catholic. And you are using a Bergen Catholic owned email address. And once you approve that, when you say I understand, you'll be asked to create a password and to change your password. Okay? That Bergen 12 is just going to get you in. I'm forcing you to change it the first time you successfully log in. Okay? So you want to make it full of, it has to have at least 8 characters, a number, and a punctuation mark. So that is important. You can make your password whatever you want because we can reset it. It doesn't matter to me what you make it. You can change it however often you like. But it's important you have a good password because that is your email. Okay, it'll be your Google Drive, your calendar, your everything. So make sure you know what the password is. Make sure you have it maybe written down someplace safe if you think you're going to forget it. But that's important that you have that in a good spot. And then once you create your email address, I would suggest put it on your phone. Once you get your iPad, put it on your iPad. Right? And you want to check that frequently. Okay, it's not something you check once every couple of days. There are times where we will send stuff out directly to students and not to parents, depending on what it is. And there are times where we'll send stuff out to both students and parents. Okay, so it is important that you as students are checking that email address on a regular basis, even throughout the summer. Right? So it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. It's just like a Google account. So those of you that use Gmail, this is the same thing. If you had Google Apps at your middle school or grammar school, it's the same thing, right? your first initial, your full last name, 28 at bergencatholichs.org, and then your password, initial password is Bergen12, and then you'll change your password once you successfully log in. Okay, pretty straightforward. And again, make sure you're checking that because we will start to send stuff as we progress through the summer. We'll send stuff to that email address. All right. Okay. That was the main thing that I wanted to cover. Before I finish, I'll certainly, if there are questions, which site do we go to set this up? You're going to Gmail. Gmail.com is where you will go to log into your Bergen Catholic email address. So gmail.com is where you're going. If anybody has any questions, you want to either put them in the chat or you want to speak them out, that's fine. I'd be more than happy to take them. And yes, you can set that up now if you want, absolutely. And if you're having trouble, email the help desk because Eamon's going to keep an eye on that email probably till about 8 o'clock or so. So if you're having trouble, email him and he'll walk you through it. Bringing your own devices sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. If you are bringing your own devices, we need time to set them up. And right now we're working on people who did options 1, 2, and 3. I would reach out to Mrs. Romolino, but you can certainly drop them off this week. Beginning of next week, we're closed on Fridays, so next week we're only in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I would say sooner rather than later. Email address to send the headshot is helpdesk@bergencatholic.org. Yes, it is the first initial. Mine is 2, but yes, there's the first initial only. First initial, full last name. We're creating one that asks us for personal use or work business. You are signing in. You're not creating a Bergen Catholic email address. You are signing into the one I've already created for you. Okay, so you're not creating, you're going to Gmail, but then you are signing in with the Bergen Catholic email address. You're not creating your own. Okay, so that first time you go to Gmail, you are going to click sign in. It's going to ask you what your email address is, and it'll be your first initial, full last name at bergencatholichs.org. Other questions I can answer. Are parents allowed to send emails to this email address? Yes, anybody can send. We don't have it restricted. Anybody can send to that address. Students can send outside of the Bergen Catholic HS domain. Certainly, if we find that there's any problems that arise, we reserve the right to take action against a student if there's something nefarious going on with that email address. We have not done ParaSchool yet. We will share that on the next Tech Tuesday we do, because that will be when we talk about your course placements. Hopefully we have that. That'll be out by then, and if not, we'll send you directions for ParaSchool before that. At the moment we don't have an evening pickup. There probably will be. We probably do like a 4 to 8 on maybe one day a week. Because not everybody, while some people take advantage of that, we don't see a huge crowd. So maybe once a week we might do that for maybe 2 or 3 weeks for the evening crowd, if anybody needs it. Any other questions I can answer?
Will we be able to pick them up after football practice?
The office is open 8 to 1. I don't know what time football practices are, so it's 8 to 1. And like I said, we'll probably do a 4 to 8, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. That's when we're open. So you'd have to work around those times. Yes, if you're bringing your own equipment, we need passwords. Absolutely, please make sure you back up any important data because we're going to wipe that device. And yes, you need to get passwords for BYOD equipment. You should also make sure you sign out of your Apple ID prior to submitting that to the IT office. They will go through all that with you, but just make sure you're aware of that.
I had a quick question.
Sure.
So you're saying that you're going to wipe out the information on it. Are you putting your own image?
Yep, we put our own information on there and our own configuration.
Okay.
I have a question.
I'm sorry, KP, keep going.
And if we drop off the device, being that we're bringing our own, how long will it take for you
Probably
to,
about a
I guess,
week.
return it?
I'd say about a
Okay.
week. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Mrs. Robolino will give you a better idea, but I'd say generally about a week.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question. In regards to the like the Apple IDs and iClouds, everything like that, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be specific just to Bergen Catholic, not their own, not like if they have a
Correct.
MacBook or anything already.
It'll be a managed Apple ID that we'll talk about later on in the summer once to have your devices in hand.
And once again, because like my son does play football and track and all that stuff, like if he has his iPad or something, would we like if we have Apple Music or something as a family plan, would he be able to add that to his MacBook and iPad?
You can sign in to Apple Music with a second Apple ID, but the primary Apple ID has to be the school ID.
Yeah,
I
no.
have to.
I get that. I would just instead of getting them mixed up,
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if because I can share, I have unlimited users, so I just wanted to instead of him having two different IDs on it,
Mm-hmm.
if he could, if I shared the family plan with him, would he be able to log in, even though it's our devices? I know I don't want to mess up anything with the school.
Yeah, for the music that would be fine, because you can sign in with a different Apple ID for music. That's fine.
Perfect, thank you.
Anybody else? I'm gonna put a list of the remaining dates for Tech Tuesday. I did change the one that's in late July, moved it up to the 23rd. So this is kind of how I envision the rest of the summer will go. The next time we'll talk about Power School and Naviance. If we release course requests and Power School access before then, we'll send you directions on how to access Power School. We'll talk about Blackboard and summer assignments towards the end of July, the Apple ID in August, and then a cumulative with e-textbooks at the end of August. Okay. If you have any further questions, certainly feel free to email the help desk. Eamon's going to keep an eye on that email till 8 o'clock tonight. So if you have any questions on anything we talked about, and I'll send a link out, or I'll have the admissions office send out an email with the slide deck as well as a link to this recording tomorrow, and you can feel free to play it back if you have any questions. You can always reach out to me, but your first contact is the IT office to Mrs. Robolino, but feel free if you need me for anything, either stop by the school and visit or call or email. Okay. With that, I'll bid you a good night. Thanks for coming.
Wait, hold on for 1 second. I just
Mhm.
have one more question. Sorry. With headphones, like they need headphones in school or
No, they don't need headphones, and we do not allow them to use AirPods and headphones. We took a real tough stance on that this year. So we don't want them bringing in headphones. We don't want them using AirPods. If they need it for class for whatever reason, that's a different story. But we don't want them on in any other spot. They don't need them.
yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about for like only school purposes. Then you guys would let them know that they need them, like if they're
Mm-hmm.
taking something,
Mm-hmm.
some type of test that has a
Yes.
video and audio on it.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else? We have purchased, yes, devices, correct. If you have purchased your own devices, you have to drop off between 8 and 1. I would say, let's say before July 3rd, so we can get working on those. All right? You can correct. The office is staffed from 8 to 1. You don't need an appointment. Okay? All right, with that, I will bid you a good night, and we will see you on July 9th. Good night, everybody.